Hey guys, this is Josh again, and today I'm going to be talking about the second Hobbit movie, Desolation of Smaug, whatever I pronounce it. And I'm just going to say that Hobbit's movie was really interesting and sort of funny. Of course, it had some humor, but I found it to be funny because a lot of this movie was actually just stuff added by the filmmakers. It wasn't even in the book really, because I read the Hobbit book, and so it was kind of different. There was a lot of added stuff. As you could see in the first one, you saw that the White Orc, the story with White Orc is added into the movie. It's not in the book, it's only mentioned. Same with that other wizard that likes the animals, I don't remember his name. He's not in the book. And if you've seen the trailer for this movie, you know that Legolas is added into the movie. And this other elfin chick, her name is Tariel. Both those characters are added into the movie. Legolas was not in the Hobbit book, and Tariel is not even part of Lord of the Rings. She was created by the filmmakers just for the film. And so, you see a lot of added stuff in this film, more than like any of the Lord of the Rings movies. Because a lot of the movie has to do with these added characters. And the movie also gives a bigger story and bigger part to characters that were only mentioned in the book or that had a really small part originally. And so that kind of bugged me too, is that they added so many things that weren't in the book, but they did a good job with what they added, making it more interesting and exciting. The funny thing is that most of the exciting and the most intense parts come from the stuff they added into the movie, not necessarily from the book. So I was okay that they added some of the stuff. I was okay with that, but like it still is kind of weird. I felt like the movie seemed to last for a very long time. Of course, lots of stuff was added, and he's trying to make it into 3 movies. Just The Hobbit. The book, The Hobbit, is smaller than the Lord of the Rings books, smaller than pretty much each one. So making it into 3 movies is kind of weird. But now we know how he's doing it. He's adding tons of side stories and characters that weren't even in the book. So I was kind of disappointed that it was so long. He could have made like 2 parts of the movie, I think. The second part being what happens at the end of the Hobbit book, and if you read the Hobbit book, you know what's about to come in the third part. Pretty intense and exciting stuff's about to happen. So I felt like he could have just done 2 parts, if that. He could have done one. I mean, it's a short book. Although I really liked the new character, Tariel. She was really cool and really awesome to do a lot of fighting. Of course, the elves are trying to make him look all cool. It was kind of like a little romance love triangle thing going on that I didn't feel like worked that well. And I thought it was cheesy at some parts. So I didn't really like that much. And I felt like they put Legolas in just so that people would watch this film and that they could earn money because they know that one of everyone's favorite characters is Legolas. Lots of people liked him. He's like a fan favorite. So I felt like they just put him in just so they can get people to the movie theater to watch it. Also, I kind of didn't like how the CGI was in here, because you know in the 3 Lord of the Rings movies, a lot of the orcs, or pretty much like all of them, all they were people with costumes and makeup, and it looked really great, and I thought they did a good job with the orcs in the past movies. The new Hobbit movies, most of them are computer graphics, and you can tell they're computer graphics. So that's kind of disappointing. I felt like they could have done what they did in the other trilogy. And also I felt like the computer graphics at some parts looked really fake. Like you could tell they were computer graphics. I felt like they could have done a bit better with that and just made it look more real, especially when it came to the orcs. Because the orcs looked they looked more fake in this because they were computer graphics. Even some parts where Legolas is doing some of the fighting and stuff, it looked pretty fake, and I was kind of annoyed with that. One thing they did really great on with the special effects and computer graphics was Smaug. That's how I always call him. I know people call him Smaug or something, but I'm just gonna call him Smaug. They did really great with Smaug. He looked really good. He was ginormous, and yeah, he was really cool. Fire-breathing lizard with wings. I also felt like Benedict Cumberbatch did really well with the voice of Smaug. Uh, that's actually the main reason why I wanted to watch this movie, was just for that, because ever since I saw the first one, I knew it was going to be tons of added stuff that I didn't really care for, but I knew that I probably would have liked Smaug because I liked the actor that played his voice, and he did a really good job. He just did a great job with Smaug, and I would like to see the movie just to see Smaug. Like, I'd see it again just to see him, because I thought it was really amazing. This movie was okay. I mean, I was frustrated with some of the stuff they added, and how they were just adding stuff to just make this movie drag out so they can make 3 movies. That's what it seemed like. And just so that they can get, like, people to go to the movie theater and watch the movie by adding all this other stuff. They thought that would be interesting. They did a pretty good job with what they added, though. It was pretty interesting, pretty intense. I found it to be better than the first Hobbit, the first part of the Hobbit trilogy, because that one was just kind of boring. I thought some of the stuff they added that wasn't really in the book were pretty cool, because, like, stuff were mentioned in the book, as I said, that they didn't really explain. And they explained some more things in the movie that they didn't really, that wasn't explained in the book. So I thought they did a pretty good job with some of the stuff that they did there. And you'll see it has to do with Gandalf, because in the book Gandalf leaves for a while and doesn't really explain what he did. He just mentions later, like at the end, what he did. But in the movie they show it, although they put a lot of added stuff in it that wouldn't have happened in the book. It was still kind of cool. For the most part, I enjoyed the performances of the actors. Like I said, Benedict Cumberbatch did, like, really well with Smaug, and of course Martin Freeman, the guy that played Bilbo, he was pretty awesome. I just like all the performances pretty much. Gandalf is another one of the cooler characters in this movies too. Even in the book, like, he does a lot to save the whole company. So I think they did a great job with Gandalf's part. And they made it connect more with the Lord of the Rings trilogy than the Hobbit book really did, because it didn't talk too much about what was going to happen next in Lord of the Rings trilogy for those books, but the movie they tried to explain it more and put more stuff that would have to do more with the later movies or books, I guess. I did enjoy the film. I wish he didn't add so much stuff, though. I wish that he made it closer to the book, and that he didn't make 3 movies, because he's just prolonging everything, just trying to make it last for 3 movies. And this movie was really long, and I just wanted to get to Smaug pretty much. And when we got to see him, it was pretty cool, and I just want to see it again just for Smaug. The ending was pretty good. I thought that they did a good job with the ending to end the second part, because it leads up to the next part, the third part, and it's going to be a really exciting movie because of what happens in the book. And so I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10. I had some disappointments, some things were really annoying, cheesy things, but for the most part, I guess it was pretty good for what they added. So I suggest that you go watch it, because it is interesting, even though most of it didn't happen in the book. And for those of you who have read the book, you'll see that it is kind of different. And a lot of this movie, Desolation of Smaug, a lot of the movie is just stuff they added. But it was pretty cool. So go ahead, watch the movie. 7 out of 10. It's a pretty good score. And anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day and have fun watching the movie. See ya.